Thanks for joining us for another episode of From the Frontlines. I'm joined this morning by Mary Robertson. She's the superintendent of Sheridan Schools. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, Tammy. Thanks so much for having me.
Oh my gosh, thanks for joining us. I can't even believe we're having this conversation 2 days before school lets out for Christmas. We are still moving along. I know you guys have had to do a little timeout and go back to e-learning this week, but who thought we'd make it this far?
That's right. We really are so pleased that we made it as far as we did. You know, we started in August, and I think everybody thought, well, if we make it 2 weeks, if we can get 3 weeks in, if we can get to fall break, and we kept going and kept going. And overall, we're really pleased with the way our mitigation practices have helped. But finally, a week ago Friday, our numbers hit the point that we felt like we needed to take a little restart, and we went to 2 weeks of e-learning these last 2 weeks before Christmas. But our teachers were ready, our students were ready. So we're going, tomorrow will be the last day of e-learning, and then a 2-week break, and we'll come back January 4th, ready to be back in person and finish out the year with great success.
So it does sound like the kids and the staff, families have all been resilient and flexible. What are some of the other big wins for you guys this semester?
You know, I think that, like any situation, adversity brings us closer together. And I think that, you know, in our community and in our school community, that working through this challenge together has really brought us closer. And I think we really value our staff and the hard work that they're put in, and we really value our families and how tough this has been on them. And I think that we've learned a lot from it. You know, in terms of pragmatics, we know that we've become much better at virtual learning. We've become better it's helped us strengthen our communication practices. So we have to take away the practical wins, and then we also have to take away kind of the emotional wins that we know that, you know, it just brings us closer in terms of how we feel as a close-knit, nurturing community.
Talk about some of the bigger challenges that you guys faced and how you were able to overcome them, because I think we've all learned a lot about ourselves during this time.
I think that, you know, in the beginning, the things that we really, discussions in the summer where I would just, like, at the end, I would just throw my hands up and say, it's like, we can't do this. You know, thinking about kids wearing masks, adults wearing masks. How do we social distance? How can we keep young children or high school kids 6 feet apart? I mean, those are the things that in the beginning we thought were almost impossible, and now they seem so common. Now we're not perfect, but for instance, face coverings. I mean, it really has become very commonplace, and I think, you know, that the kids are accustomed to it, adults are accustomed to it, and it really isn't nearly the big deal we thought it would be. Sure. And I think that what we found, you know, all the practices that we put in place, the hand sanitizer, the frequent and highly accessible use of hand sanitizer and hand washing, and all the mitigation practices, you know, overall we feel like they have worked, and we've, you know, got the systems in place and people have gotten accustomed to them. You know, I still think the biggest challenges are kind of the borderline emotional, where just our worry that we care about people, and we sure don't want anybody to become sick, and have that moral obligation to keep our community well, and that, you know, that weighs heavy on all of us. You know, that's the last thing we want, is to feel that someone in our community is not well, and especially to think that could happen on our watch, and that's why these practices are so important.
So we head into 2 weeks break. Any thoughts or suggestions or ideas that you want to send home with your students and their families while they're taking this time off?
Obviously, you know, the big concern with us is the same concern that we're hearing on the news, is just the worry of people getting together over the holidays. And I know that now more than ever, we need each other, and we long for that belonging but at the same time, we have to be safe. And I know, I'm in the same predicament with my mom. I want to spend Christmas with my mom, but we've made up our mind that we're not going to do it. My kids and I are going to go. We've decided we're going to take them food. We're going to go caroling there. We're going to sing Christmas carols to them outside, at a distance, outside, no matter how cold it is, and that's going to be the Christmas that we spend with mom and grandma, because we just don't want to put her at risk. And I think that's going to be the toughest thing for all of us, is that Christmas is going to be a little bit different. The holiday season is going to be a little bit different for folks, and we just hope that they will practice caution and know that the results are worth it. We're seeing, we're at the final turn. We can do this. We just have a little bit longer with the vaccine coming, or it's here. It's coming to the general public, and it's not going to be that much longer. We can do this. So that's our plea, is just be strong, find new traditions and new ways to celebrate the holidays in order to stay safe. We did see a spike after Thanksgiving, and we really hope that we will not see that same spike after Christmas.
So you're looking at the second semester. You've made it halfway through. Looking at this second semester coming up, does it give you hope, knowing that you were able to make it through
Absolutely.
A semester where you were facing colder weather and more indoor activities? At least this way we know the projection is that we're going to be looking towards spring, right? In summer.
Right. I definitely think there's definitely light at the end. I mean, we definitely are seeing the bright light. A lot of good prospects. Warmer weather, is on the horizon, and the vaccine, and also just the fact that we're doing this. The things that were a struggle in August, or that we feared would be a struggle, we've learned how to manage. We've learned how to manage face covering. Teachers have their routines in place. So I think that we definitely, second semester should be easier than first semester in terms of logistics, and also in terms of hope that we do see that we can do this.
Wonderful. Any other parting thoughts? Anything else you want to leave us with?
Just our sincere thanks to so many partners. The health department, I just can't say enough how much we appreciate the partnership we have with you all, that we know that you're right there with us to help us through these tough times, and also to our medical partners. We have our local doctor, Dr. Erb, has been a great partner. Last night, our staff had a speaker, Dr. Dan O'Donnell was an awesome speaker, and talked to our staff, the vaccination and other elements of COVID, and kind of gave his insight, which was extremely valuable. And then, finally, our staff, students, and parents, they're awesome. So just my sincere thanks to our wonderful partners through this challenging time. And it's we don't want to downplay people's feelings, because we know that they're real, but we certainly want to stay optimistic and grateful for all that we have.
Well, we're grateful for all the good work that you guys have been doing, and the efforts that you've made to keep our kids in school. So thank you, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you and to everyone. Thanks so much, Tammy.
Yeah.